Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am really excited to be back here on YouTube. I know I've been absent a while, but don't you worry, I'm back and better than ever. So today we are going to be reviewing the new Tati Westbrook Tati Beauty Volume 1 eyeshadow palette. It's sealed. I just got it delivered today. So when I saw this, I was like so excited. I'm like, perfect timing, because literally last night I was like, I hope it comes in today because I really want to do a review on it. So here I am today. I'm going to try to dip into as many shades, as many colors, as many formulas as possible to get you the full tea on this palette and tell you my personal opinion and my personal thoughts on the palette. I'm not sure if you watch Tati, I'm sure you do, but she is the real deal, so I doubt this is going to be a bad palette. It's probably going to blow my mind away. I just have a good feeling about it. So I'm already going into it with good blood. So if you want to see my thoughts on this palette, please keep on watching. As you see, my base is already completed, so I'm going to be opening up, oh my god, opening up the box. How pretty does she look? I'm obsessed. How cute. Yeah, like I said, my base is done, so we're going to be focusing on the eyes today. I know I look a little crazy, but whatever. It's nice and secure in this, like, wrapping. Opening it up out of the plastic. Okay, it's a soft matte touch on this, like, sleeve. It pushes right out, just like that. This is what the sleeve, oh how cute. This is what the sleeve looks like. It's a sleek, like velvety matte touch feeling. And it is just, this is like raised off the packaging. It's really, really nice and sleek. I like that. The actual palette looks like this. It has the gold, it's raised. You can feel it off the packaging. And it's the same matte velvety touch feeling as the sleeve is. So let's go ahead and open Tati Beauty Volume 1 eyeshadow palette. Wow. This is gorgeous. Comes with a protector sleeve. Comes with a large, large mirror. And that is the palette. Take a good look. These look gorgeous. Wow. I'm gonna swatch all of the shades for you guys right now. So let's go ahead and do that before I put them all on my eyes. I just took a video on my phone of this palette and I am truly shook. Like, this is seriously so gorgeous. Like, I don't want to touch it because it looks so pretty. But obviously we are. We're going to dig into this palette. I'm going to insert this video that I just took right here just to show you guys, like, up close and personal. I mean, obviously on my phone, but it's going to be right here. It's for you to watch because, wow. Okay, pushing the hair back, let's get into some swatches. Before I actually do that, let me show you guys how the palette is set up. So she has like the formulas written right here and then the names. There's not like names for each shadow. So it's like glitter row, metallic row, sequin row, and matte row. The names are Memory, Ritual, Story, Soothe, Aura, and Poet. So that's how it goes. So it's like, oh, I'm using Poet in the glitter row. Oh, I'm using Poet in the satin row or whatever. Okay, sorry, I know these are not the best swatches you've ever seen, but this is the glitter row. This is what it looks like right here. It is absolutely stunning. Obviously, glitters don't swatch the best, so we'd have to see how they perform on the eyes itself. So I'm gonna start from left to right. This is Memory, Ritual, Story, Soothe, Aura, and Poet. So here we have the metallic row, and again this is Memory, Ritual, Story, Soothe, Aura, and Poet. These all swatched beautifully, and this is one swipe swatch, so I did not go back and forth, I just swiped and that's it. Okay, this is the sequin row. These are absolutely gorgeous. I have never played with a formula like this. It's like a matte shadow, but it has like glitter particles in there and it looks so beautiful. So again, this is Memory, Ritual, Story, Soothe, Aura, and Poet. Okay, so I kind of had a rougher time swatching the matte row. As you can see, this was one swipe on Poet. If you can see up close, it is kind of chunky, and I got that with most of them. I don't know how they're gonna perform on the eyes, but I feel like if you smooth it out like that, and that's how a matte shadow is applied, is when you go back and forth with like a brush. So I can't really judge on these so far. These swatched, the worst. Obviously, it's so easy to swatch a metallic. This is Memory, Ritual, Story, Soothe, Aura, and Poet. So the rows that are speaking to me the most in this palette specifically are Ritual, Story, and Soothe, which are the three middle rows right over here. And I don't know why, that's just my mood today. So first I'm gonna dip into Soothe right over here, which is this like matte brown shade, to just see how it performs on the eyes. This is a clean Morphe M441 brush, so let's dip in. Okay, I'm dipping in lightly. There is kick up in the pan. I'm gonna dust the excess off and just start to blend this into my crease and on the outer corners. Also, my eyes are primed and set with a powder like I normally do always, so obviously it should perform perfectly on top, as do other shadows as well. So let's go ahead and start like I normally do in circular motions on the outer corner and see what happens. Dipping back in again. I didn't go too hard because just in case it was like too pigmented. So I do see the color payoff so far. Okay, this is honestly a perfect transition shade for so many skin tones, I feel like. So A+ on that so far. It's blending really easy. I'm not having any trouble blending it. It went on very smooth and not chunky as how my swatch went on, thank God. Because I was actually kind of nervous the way it kicked up in the pan and got like kind of chunky. I got nervous that it was gonna, not perform well on the eyes. But you can never trust a swatch. You always have to see how it performs on the eyes before you judge it, I'm not dipping back into any product. I am just flicking it out towards the brow because I just want like a nice lifted look today. Okay, so like I said, I absolutely love this shade. Honestly, I feel like I could use this as like a bronzer / contour. I don't know if it's like maybe a little too orange, but this is like the perfect crease shade for like those no makeup days where you just want to contour out the eye a little bit and just go about your day and not like be like super glam, but you want still like dimension and like your eyes to look more awake and alive. So I feel like this is literally, I'm not even kidding, the most perfect transition shade I've seen in a very long time. Normally what I do is I use bronzers for my transition shades because I feel like there's never that perfect like nice brown that's not too dark, that's not too light, that's not too orange, that's not too gray. Like this is honestly pure perfection of a color. Okay, taking my all-time favorite JH40 brush and I'm dipping into Story, which is this matte orange shade right over here. And I took a generous amount and I just want to show you guys that there is some kick up in the pan. I don't know if you can see that right over here. Fallout honestly never bothers me unless it's like a crazy amount where it's like dust everywhere. But I mean, if it's pigmented and it performs and you tap off your brush, you should be fine and it shouldn't bother you. But that's obviously personal preference. It doesn't bother me at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and focus this on the outer corner. Like I said, I took a generous amount. And I'm going to put that into the crease just to like deepen it up a bit and add that orange warmth into my eye. This look that I'm going for in my head is honestly the perfect fall / Thanksgiving look since that is right around the corner. And I think that's why I was drawn to the three middle rows, honestly, because it like is so fall, so Thanksgiving, so just warm and perfect. Okay, so going back to the first brush I used, not dipping back into any product, and just blending that orange all out. So far, together they perform well. Nothing is patchy. It blended to perfection. So I like that for sure. Okay, so next color I'm going to take on my finger in the sequin row, sequin Story row, is this orange sequin shade. And I heard that it's best to use with your finger so you don't lose those glitter particles, and that was from Tati herself from her video. So I'm going to go ahead and tap this in patting motions on the outer corner because I want to give it that like multi-dimensional look and still have that like, I kind of want it to be like all shimmery all over because I really want to dip into the glitters, but not the whole lid. So I'm going to use this shade on the outer corner. Oh wow. Did you see that one pat? I mean, I got it out here, but whatever, I'll clean that up. That was literally not even a touch. You guys, the proof is right here. Like, I can't be lying to you because this looks stunning. And I love how it's like a matte shade with a subtle hint of like shine. Like, I would honestly put this all over my lid right now and call it a day and just blend it out. Like, that would be such a beautiful look. Like, oh my god. And you have so many different colors to work with in the sequin row. I mean, all the rows obviously, but wow. That would be such an easy look. And it looks like you literally used 3 shades and it took you 2 seconds. Like, that would be so beautiful. I'm gonna actually dip back into Story, which is that first transition shade, just to bring that shade back in because I feel like I lost it a bit. And I want to deepen it up and go a little higher with that. You can always deepen up a look. Don't be scared to like, you know, move on to the next step. You can always go back and add. It's hard to obviously take away. Okay, so in the same row in Story, I'm going to dip into the metallic. Like I said, I want to try to dip into every formula and see how they all perform on the eyes. So I'm going to dip into, what did I say, Story, all over my eye. I'm going to put it on the inner third. And I literally like tapped it out so it's not like any fallout. And I'm just going to tap, one tap. It's already there, so I really like that. Are we doing like a pumpkin look today? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going for, but I'm loving it, honestly. I mean, I'm not even done. I have more that I'm going to add to it, but so far I'm loving how this is looking. Like, I love fall colors, which includes this orange. So what I do want to do is deepen up this outer corner of my eye, and I'm going to be using the Matte Ritual to be doing so. It's like a nice true chocolatey brown, but that's what it looks like in the pan. And I'm going to be using the same brush, JH40 brush, for the outer corner. I cleaned it off, and I'm going to just kind of do patting motions just on this like really, really outer corner. And I'm also going to lightly take this into the crease to deepen everything up so it shows everything off a little bit more. Taking that first brush again, lifting up my brows and just blending, blending, blending. Okay, so I did have a little fallout, not from that brown shade, but from that orange sequin shade, but that was kind of my fault because I got it low on accident with my finger and I tried to like wipe it away and it kind of fell on my face. So, I mean, it did have a little fallout, but I don't know if that's just because of what I did, and I got like the orange smudged all over my cheek. Next thing I'm gonna do on a Morphe E36 brush, it's like a small dense packing brush. I'm gonna go into the metallic row, and I'm gonna dip into Aura, this one right over here, and I'm going to get my, wow, the brush got really saturated and I barely touched it. I'm gonna tap off. Do I have any spray? No, I don't have any spray right here, so I don't feel like getting any, so I guess we're going to see how it performs without wetting the brush. And I'm going to tap it on the inner part of the eye and see what happens. I'm going to get more on the brush because I like it really to pop. I don't know why I thought it was going to be more pearly white, but it's more golden, but it's actually still really, really pretty. Okay, like I don't even know which glitter to dip into. This is Aura, this is Soothe, and this is Story. Yeah, Aura, Soothe, Story. And I don't know which one to dip into. I don't really want to dip into the orange one because I don't want my eye to be completely orange. I want it to have some dimension. But I want to dip into all of them so bad. I can put like 100 things on my eye. But like, I feel like, what should I do? Should I go for the full pumpkin look? Okay, going in to tap this on the inner half of the eye. Or maybe the whole thing. Let's see what happens. guys, I'm not even exaggerating. This is stunning. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, obsessed. It looks like a chocolatey brown because I added that brown, like, orange pumpkin spice, like, inspired, I guess, on accident. Look, like, that is beautiful. Look how that clinged onto the eyelid. Oh my god. I'm gonna get a little, like, I love this. I don't even want to do it, but I think I'm gonna take Soothe, which is this goldy glitter, just a tad bit, and I'm gonna put it in the center, right on top, and just see how the glitters layer, because I mean, come on, that's gorgeous. Okay, how the hell did those glitters not just like fall right off my eye? You know what's actually crazy? I wish you guys can feel this if you don't have this palette. It feels like creamy. Like, it's like kind of weird to explain. Like, I feel the grittiness because of the glitter, but it's like so smooth and creamy when you're patting it on the eye. Okay, I love how I just added that in the center. Okay, see, playing is fun. You never know what look you're gonna create. I'm going back into that dark chocolatey brown and just kind of tapping over everything just so you don't see any, you know, harsh lines. Okay, so I just cleaned up my mess under my eye so I can start working on my under eye. I'll be taking Soothe, which is this shade right down here. I'm going on a Morphe M505 brush, is that what I said? 506 brush, I'm blind. I want my under eye to look nice and blown out, so I am gonna go take this transition-y shade really low, taking a flat definer brush and dipping into Ritual, which is that dark chocolatey brown shade, and tapping it off. And then I'm gonna take this really close to the lower lash line, connecting it to the chocolate brown on the outer corner. It's the same shade. And I'm just taking it under all the way through. And then dipping into Story, which is that matte orange shade that we used up top, and just ever so lightly bringing that orange shade out down below. Okay, and that completes the eyeshadow look for today. I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some lashes and do this other eye off of camera, and I will be right back to give you my final thoughts on this palette, what I experienced, and how I felt as I was blending and using it, because I do have a lot to say. So I will be right back to tell you all the tea. All right, guys, I am back. What do you guys think of the final completed look? I am honestly literally so obsessed, but I have some thoughts on this palette. So let's take a whole rundown on this palette right now. Okay, so first of all, let's just start off overall. Overall, this palette is an A+. Like, I just had a good feeling that this was gonna like be amazing, but I didn't think it was just gonna blow my mind away the way it did. So, but I did have a good feeling it would. So if that makes any sense, I always say that, but like in my head it does, so I hope it does to you too. But I'm gonna go row by row and section by section to show you guys, or tell you guys what my exact thoughts are, or like the pros and cons. So let's start off with the glitter row, so by formula. So for the glitter row, I am actually absolutely stunned by it. I've never had a glitter in a pan, like a pressed glitter, stick onto my lid so easily with absolutely no glue, no adhesive, nothing, just my bare finger. That's it. Dipping in and tap, tap, tap with minimal to almost zero fallout. So that in my book is just a win-win-win. So I hate to like add glitter glues and all that stuff. So they are an A+ in my book. The con to them, in my opinion, is I mean, it didn't happen today, so I don't know, but usually pressed glitters in a pan, like just upon touch, sometimes if you keep going into them, they will break apart eventually and just fall everywhere. Even though you still have so much product left in the pan, you might lose that entire shade, because that's happened to me with pressed glitters. If that's happened to you, let me know down below. But that has happened to me where it just like falls everywhere because it's like a chunky glitter. But this one, what I will say, is very creamy and very stuck together, but in the best way possible, because it's like kind of smushy in the pan and very like velvety. It's so weird how like you can feel the grittiness, but you can also feel how smooth it is as well to the touch. But overall, the glitter row is actually my absolutely favorite row, and this palette alone, just from the glitters, I would purchase again just for that top row alone. Just putting that out there. So next is the metallic row. I didn't play too much in the metallic row. I played with 2 shades in it, but what I will say is Story was absolutely beautiful. I wish that this shade was a little bit more popped out on my inner corner and brow bone, but I think if I wet the brush, it would have been absolutely pure perfection to me. So other than that, the metallics were buttery, soft, and beautiful. They went on so creamy and so easy with your finger. I took a brush like this to get into those hard to reach areas, and it was perfectly fine without wetting the brush. It was just as popped out as using my finger. I think with these metallics, if you obviously with every metallic, if you wet the brush, it gets better and more bright and more metallic and in your face. So really nothing bad to say about that. Now I have a lot to say about the sequin row. So moving down to the 3rd row. Okay, so the sequin row actually had the most fallout out of all the formulas, including the glitter. So like I said, this is like a matte formula with like glitter particles in there. If you can see that, I'm gonna do a nice swatch for you just to show you the difference of what I mean. So when you swatch it, it has that beautiful reflect to it. But if you were to take a brush, I'm gonna dip into just a large fluffy brush. So just taking on a large fluffy brush, the same shade swatched on a brush, if you do like that, it barely gets any of the product on there. And then if you go ahead and rub it, because it's like a matte formula with like the glitter in it, all the glitter particles kind of fade away and flick right off, and then it will end up falling on your face. So I wouldn't recommend taking a brush and going back and forth with the sequin row, because you will lose the glitter. I mean, you could use it if you wanted those as matte shades. It would end up being fine, but I think like it would, all the rest of the glitter would fall onto your face, so you'd have to be mindful of that. I would do your face first if you were using the sequin row, turning them into mattes, if that makes any sense. Other than that though, I would recommend using the sequin row, which was my way of using it, is with your finger, and Tati herself did say that's the best way to use it, so it's not like it's a secret. I think that the sequin row would be beautiful as a lid shade. I think it would be absolutely stunning. I mean, you can obviously use it like I did, how I did in the outer corner, but for the future, I think I would actually use it all over the eyelid as like a blown out shade. It'll look like matte with that, like when you hit the light, that beautiful sparkle everywhere. So I feel like the sequin row is the most like kind of the hardest row to work with, but not like, it's not like hard or rocket science or anything. You would just have to kind of manipulate it so the way you want it to be worked, or the way you want to use it in your eyeshadow look, if that makes any sense. I hope that does, and I hope it breaks it down of what I'm trying to say. Okay, the last and final row. I have absolutely nothing but good things to say about these matte shades. They performed so smooth, so buttery, so like perfect. The shades are perfect, the undertones are perfect, everything about the mattes, I have no complaints. I've touched into 3 of them, and all 3 of them worked beautifully together on their own and just blended perfect. So I actually have nothing but good things to say about the mattes, and I feel like they're almost mattes for dummies. Anybody can use them, from beginners to professionals to the highest of the highest in the makeup game. So overall, this palette is definitely approved in my book, and I think it was well worth the money, and I would definitely repurchase it if I hit pan on it, which I think I will, because I'm really gonna probably use this. You can use this in so many different ways. This can be like your smoky section, your New Year's Eve section, your fall section, your extra glam section. Everything about this palette is just absolutely beautiful, and since it performs so well, which I was expecting it to, and it met up to my expectations, actually blew them away. So yes, this palette is definitely approved in my book. So if you want a new palette and are looking for something that you can use like so many different times, this will be the one for you. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. Also, please let me know if you want to see more looks using this palette alone. I know the makeup world has so many new launches every single day. It gets overwhelming for me. It gets expensive for all of us, you know, to repurchase and buy a new palette every single day to use almost the same colors every day. We all do it. I'm guilty of it. So it would be nice to, you know, see more looks from the same palette, just to get like ideas of how to use the same palette in a million different ways. So if you like that idea, just let me know down below and I would gladly do that for you guys. Also, it would get me in the habit of using the same palette over and over again and not just like throwing it to the side and buying a new one because a new launch came out. So yeah guys, that concludes this video and I will see you guys all next time. Mwah. Bye.